Megan Fox.
Yeah, Megan Fox has the story.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox writes at PJ Media.
Eat Tucker.
And that was your last.
Damn it, man. I cried for 2 days.
Megan, thank you very much for that.
So, I can explain the bed thing.
If you don't show up and vote, up your ass. I don't care if you're in the hospital. Crawl to the stake. Crawl there.
It's like Jesus going into the temple. He's like, I got a whip. Get out! Get out! The lovely and wonderful Megan Fox. Not that one.
Not that one. Not the weird one that drinks blood in his toe thumb.
Megan Fox.
Megan. And honestly, Megan, if you don't like it, I'm sorry.
She's the devil.
Megan.
Megan Fox.
Megan.
Megan Fox.
I've been very nice to you, although I could probably maybe not be based on the way you have treated me, but I wouldn't do that.
You've never met a like me. You want to tangle? You want to go?
Holy sh!
Too much cussing on this. I guess we didn't bleep it, so we got to turn it off. But it's.
You pissed off the wrong woman.
Oh my God! I have been assaulted when Megan Fox runs wild on you, brother.
She's the devil. Not for publication.
The story.
I'm Megan Fox. Thank you. Cheers.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's me, Megan Fox, your favorite medium smart journalist. You know, I'm just out here on the interwebs every day, just telling you what I find, talking about stuff, you know? Here I am with my demonic topics, my pizza toppings from hell, just handing them out one at a time. You know, I really am appreciative. And by the way, good morning, Reddit. Good morning, all you Reddit haters. I am glad to have you here. I did turn on subscribers only for chat today. Just in case you are here hate watching, you have to hit the subscribe button. And congratulations to me and probably to Reddit. I'm at 25,000 subscribers, which is a real milestone. Thank you, Reddit. Thank you to the hate watchers. I feel like it's because of you. I feel like it's because of Reddit. I tried to help you, but you just don't want my help. But that's okay. I'm going to help you anyway, because I'm a good mom. And what do moms do? Moms help you whether you want it or not, because we know it's good for you. Reddit, I'm going to shove this story down your throat, just like moms shove broccoli in the faces of their children who don't want to eat their vegetables. Now, eat your vegetables, Reddit, and listen up, because we have stuff to talk about. All right, that's enough with the music. I've had enough of that. Okay, coming to the program today, we are still on fetal attraction, the fetal attraction story of poor former bachelor Clayton Eard. I literally can't even talk about this story without laughing, and it's not you, Clayton. I'm sorry. I apologize. Clayton, poor former bachelor Clayton Eard, is being. My volume's a bit low. Well, that's new. Hold on. I was messing with the settings right before. Okay, how's that? Usually it's too loud. Usually it's too loud, and then you guys let me know, because when I bring my guest on, I want to make sure our levels are equal. And on StreamYard, I can't hear it. Only you can hear it. I did not sleep well last night. I had the weirdest dream. I have a family of 5, and we have a big dining room table, and there's always a 6th chair, and it's always empty. I was dreaming last night that I'm sitting at my dining room table with the family sitting around it, and one chair that was empty, I looked at it and I went, oh my God, where is Felicity? Now, if you're wondering who is Felicity, I have no freaking idea. But apparently I believed I had a 3-year-old last night that was not at the table, and I realized I had forgotten her entirely, like for her entire life, and hadn't fed her at all. So my entire dreaming scenario last night was me running around searching for a non-existent 3-year-old that I hadn't fed. and when I in my dream, I went to Mr. Fox and I was like, where is Felicity? Where is she? I can't find her. I can't. And he goes, that's not a real child. That's in your game. I'm like, what game? He's like, online, your virtual reality game. I'm like, what? I mean, this dream made I woke up this morning like panicked, and I'm still thinking about it. And I never remember dreams. So anyway, I think this story is getting to me. The fetal attraction story is getting to me. There's lost twins, and the mom in me is like, where are the babies? Where are the babies? We need to feed the babies. We need to put the babies at the dinner table, and the babies are not there. The babies are missing. All right. Anyway, so we know that Clayton Eard is being attacked by Jane Doe, which I'm not going to talk about her name so much today because my guest is under assault by her. You all know who she is. I'm not afraid to say her name, but I don't want to get any of my guests in further hot water than they are. I'm still mark safe today from hearing anything from Jane Doe. I'm mark safe. So nothing has come through to my inbox, but she's welcome. Again, welcome to send anything as long as she knows. It will be shared with the public in its entirety, and we will probably laugh at it. Coming to the program now is a YouTuber that all of you need to know, and you need to go subscribe to her. Her channel is in the description. It's Liz Neptune. Get in here. Let's get you over 10,000 subscribers today. That's the goal. How you doing?
Hello, I'm good. How are you? I loved your story that you just told. I have a reoccurring dream actually sometimes of not feeding, of having cats that I don't feed. So when you said that, I was like, oh my God, the not feeding dream. It's scary.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm sure that I've never had a dream like that where I'm like, there's a missing child. One of my children is missing. And it's funny how your emotions when you're dreaming are absolutely the same as if it were happening in real life. Like, I think I was wearing my Apple Watch, I should see what my heart rate was last night, because I felt like I was, panicked.
Yeah.
I was running around the house looking for this non-existent toddler that I hadn't fed. And I don't know what it means, but we got to look that up, because if that's a reoccurring dream you have, that
it's
must mean
specifically
something.
with cats. And I haven't had a cat in over 12 years at this point, but it's always a cat. Like, my cat is missing and I haven't fed him. And when I find him, he's like, I've had ones that die. I've had ones that are near death. And it's just like, I'm like, oh my God, how could I do this? And then one time I had a dream where I was like, I keep having this dream about not feeding cats. I'm going to feed the cat this time. And that one died too. In the dream. So it was like a dream and a dream. It was very weird. I swear,
if Felicity had died in my dream last night, I think I would have woken up weeping and crying. Like, I was so worried just because I couldn't find her. And then in the dream, my husband was like, what are you talking about? We only have 3 children. I'm like, no, we don't. We have 4. There's 4 and there's 4. And I've been telling people I've only had 3. What's wrong with me?
You're like one of those psychics in like the detective shows. So now you have to go down to the police station and tell them that you had a dream and you know where the twins are, but you just have to figure it out.
Oh, it's so bad.
You just got to get that.
So tell me, Liz, tell me about your YouTube channel. I want to know how'd you get started? What was your intention? What kind of videos do you do? Let's hear a little bit about you.
Yeah, so I mean, I've had YouTube. My channel is as old as YouTube is pretty much. It's from 2006. I started out making fan videos for like movies or celebrities that I like. I used to be really into like Korean culture when I was a teen, but this was before
my daughter
it was cool.
loves that.
This was before it was cool. Okay, I was one of the this is back in 2005. So I would make fan videos and stuff back then, and then when I got into college, I started to do vlogs or like talking at the camera type videos. I would do trends. And then I've taken so many breaks throughout the years. Like I'll start and stop. And then I started doing vlogs and travel vlogs a lot. That's like the bulk of my channel. But I haven't done as many vlogs in the past like 2 years because of the pandemic and stuff like that. Like I just haven't traveled as much, and now I have dogs, so I really don't travel as much. But now these days, I'm focusing on like movies and television and things on the internet because I am like always been a computer person, always online and stuff. And, I work as a filmmaker and photographer, videographer,
That's
actively. Yeah. So
you should make a film about this situation.
See, I said I was going to make a skit, and that got me in trouble. She mentioned that in the
cease and desist, the very scary cease and desist that has no legal authority over you whatsoever.
Yeah, I was going to make a skit where it was going to show like the interaction of like him showing her the house, and then it was going to escalate into her asking if she can suck the tip a little bit. And so apparently she didn't really like that. And I don't know, I thought it would be hilarious. Like, I thought it was funny. Like in my head, I was like, oh, I can see how this is going. But I don't know, I thought about it, and I was actually going to, I was actually going to reach out just to ask Dave, like, are you guys have a plan? Like, what's going on? Because I have a film and photography production company, Poseidon Films. And so I was, just kind of like seeing what's going on, but there's people with, much better resources than me that can do it. But I was curious, but I don't know.
Well, you should see if maybe you can collaborate, because, you're a big part of this story now. Yeah. This story has come to your doorstep. Oh, God. And, using your talents to bring this to light would be really helpful, I think.
I'll be there. If they do something, I would definitely be a guest or an interview or something. Like, I would definitely be able to talk about it. I have so much stuff going on right now and so many projects too that I'm like, I couldn't do it like now. I'm sure there's people who are like ready to work on it now. But yeah, how I came to making the video in question, to be clear, it was one TikTok video and then one YouTube video. Okay. And so
I'm not sure if I've seen the full TikTok video.
It's basically like a 3-minute version of my YouTube video. Like,
is that the one where you were just talking about, let's talk about how we get intimate with people and when we should get intimate with people? Because that one I thought was brilliant. You could have been taking my thoughts out of my brain and just, putting them out there, because I had the exact same reaction to that. I mean, I'm a lot older than you, but, and I've made my own mistakes. It's not like, one of the things, it's like we're laughing at this, but nobody's judging Clayton, really. It's like, we get it. The culture is this hookup culture. I got the beginning and part of it in the 90s when I was in college, where it started to be really, crazy, and we were all doing stupid things. So we've all done stupid things and gotten lucky that we didn't get caught up in something like this. But nowadays, it almost seems like it's so far out of control. It's so far, the pendulum has swung so far. Yeah. And Nick Campbell says, we're judging him some. All right. We can't help but judge a little bit, because we do think that at some point, like, we have heard some of these stories before. So it's almost like, when do we learn? When do people start to learn that maybe jumping headfirst into these super intimate relationships so quickly is just a bad idea? I loved your thoughts on this.
Thank you. It's almost like diving into a 3-foot pool, you know, like you just,
or dark waters where you don't know if there's a rock there that
Yeah.
you're going to be paralyzed on, you know, just not even checking and just
Yeah.
going right. We've all been told, don't dive headfirst into a lake when you can't see what's under the water. That's
Yeah.
how you get paralyzed.
Yeah. And it was a lesson that I had to learn hard. Like I've talked about on my channel, like I've been running around New York City. I mean, I'm in South Florida now, but I was, you know, a city girl. Like I've traveled and stuff like that. And it was a hard lesson that I had to learn too. And my last situationship, while it didn't end like this, it was, like I said, I saw red flags, but I should have given it a longer bit of time to like get to know this person, like see how he moves and see how, you know, just kind of like feel him out and get to know him longer than I did, because I would have been able to realize that, oh, this is not someone that I want around me. This is not someone that I want, you know, kind of thing. And then someone I dated recently, I took it really, 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 really slow. And I found out something about him, like, you know, a month and change in. And I was like, oh, wow, this is like a really, really big deal. And so I was able to like kind of turn myself off at that moment, you know, instead of going to the point of no return.
And then it's easier to extract also. If you're not in that, you know, physical relationship, it's so much easier to say, you know, I don't think this is right for me. And we're not then, you know, the thing is that people ignore science sometimes. And science, especially for women, is a little different than men. Sex actually bonds you to a person chemically. And that's a really difficult thing to get away from. It's like your body chemistry is telling you you need that person. And that's really difficult to kind of make your brain work and tell you. And, you know, you can't listen to those better ideas coming from your mind because your body is screwed up with this chemical attraction. So it's a really difficult thing. This is why and I don't preach at people, because I told you I had my own difficulties in college, and I had to learn my own lessons, and everybody has to learn their own lessons. You have to learn it for yourself sometimes. I was always the person, you couldn't tell me what to do. And I'm still like that. I have to learn it myself, you know? So it's not like I want to run around pointing my finger at anybody. I just want to tell people to be careful. Just be careful who you give that to, who you decide to lay down with, because it complicates everything so dramatically. And in today's dating world, it's like a given. It's like everyone just assumes that you are going to be in a sexual relationship really before you even start getting to know each other.
Yeah.
A week in, you know?
Immediately. Yeah.
Yeah. Immediate. And with this app hookup culture, I get in trouble whenever I talk about this, and I say, I really don't think dating apps are the way forward. I think we need to get back to meeting people in real life, going outside, touching grass. And I say this and people freak out and they scream at me. And it's like, I get that you guys have been living in this type of culture for a while. And I'm like the one that got out on the last chopper out of Nam, you know, in 1992 when did I get married? I got married in 2000. Yeah, I've been married 23 years. So like last chopper out of Nam, right before the dating hookup app craze came, I was already married.
Yeah.
And we didn't meet that way, of course, because it didn't exist. You know, there was AOL chat rooms, but those were just like pen pals. No one actually met up in person. It was very rare. You know, my sister actually
Didn't
met
they
her
have dating
husband
chat
like that.
rooms?
Yeah, there were dating chat. It was like You've Got Mail. If you've ever seen that movie, It was exactly like that. Although it was very rare to meet people who were in your area.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go to the rooms, there were chat rooms, and so you could go to some that were in your town or whatever. But it was mainly more like interest based. So you would end up meeting people like all over the country. And there was no real opportunity to like meet them up at a bar. So even though we had those chat rooms, you didn't go out and meet them. You could talk, you would send letters back and forth for months. And then actually some relationships actually built up. My sister met her husband like that, and they're still married.
I thought about this episode of Three's Company where they find out about this like dating service, and I know that they used to like send videotapes.
Yeah,
to,
videos.
Like,
yes.
And then you basically watch people's videotapes
Yes.
of their dating. And then also there was one too where I believe Jack, him and Janet, they thought it was really stupid, and then I'm a big Three's Company fan, and
I love Three's Company.
They basically like both put ads in the newspaper for like the type of person that they were looking for, and they both secretly ended up calling, and then they both ended up meeting and being on the date. And so like that was really interesting to see. I'm like, wow, this is like the online dating of like the late 70s and 80s. So, and then the song if you like pina coladas, that song is about that too. They talk about like personals in the newspaper. Yeah. So
yeah, and I mean, there's all kinds of ways to meet people, but it feels like this culture is so instant. It's too fast, and you've really got to slow it down, because there's no way to talk. There's no way to find out who you're actually dealing with until you know them over a long period of time. You suggested, and I loved what you said about it. You said you should talk. You should have more conversations. Just keep talking, and eventually you'll find it. You'll hear the things that you need to hear. And I'm so with you on that. I think that's a great idea. So there was that video, and then what was the other one?
So basically I said the same thing in my TikTok originally, because I think I was in my car or something, and I had watched, I don't know, maybe a Dave Neal video or something about this situation still going on. I'm like, this is so crazy. Like, and he kept talking about, why is nobody talking about this? And I'm like, yeah, why is nobody talking about this? Like, I don't understand. Like, what is she doing to people that's like scaring the crap out of everybody, which I would later learn. So I basically was like, oh, I have a little bit more to say. So I just made a longer version of the TikTok video. And then I included more personal stories. I include, stories of friends or people I know and stuff, and tried to give some more examples. But like with regards to that, like getting to know people, just talking to people, it sounds so simple, but it's like people just aren't doing it. And I feel like the two big things that you risk happening here is that either one, you may run into a situation like Clayton did, where you meet someone who doesn't have the same family planning ideas as you. So you guys didn't even get to talk about that. Like, what would happen if this situation? So they don't have the same family planning idea as you. And then potentially you may end up doing it with someone, even if you can handle the one night stand, they might not be able to. And so now, like I said, this situation where you did it with someone who really, really, really could not handle something like that. Now there's other people who can't handle it, and they cry for a couple of days, they move on with their lives. They may block you, whatever, and stuff like that. But then it could also end up like this.
Yeah. Speaking of this, so you made these videos. Now I watched most of them, and I watched your reaction. I didn't see anything that you did that could be considered any form of criminal harassment.
It's not there.
It's not there. Jane is very delusional when it comes to what is free speech versus what is defamation. She doesn't know, but she writes letters like she does know. And that is the thing that kills me.
ChatGPT, baby.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's just because she's had so many years of taking people to court that she's just, become good at the lingo. But it is good for people to know that if you should ever get something like a cease and desist, you should know that it has as much legal weight as toilet paper, and you may use it the same way that you use toilet paper. You can wipe your backside with it and throw it in the garbage.
I literally said I was going to do that in my video.
Yeah,
that I would wipe my ass with it.
yeah. Well, that's what you should do. And we've got, so this is it. This is her cease and desist to you. And I thought we would.
This is the second one.
Oh, was there another one?
The one I sent you. Oh, you have it up there. LO email one.
Oh,
that
all right.
Have been
Hold
the
on.
TikTok.
Hold on. That's the wait. That's the one she sent first.
Yeah, she sent that to TikTok.
And then she counted
And me.
Wait, she counted that as her first attempt to contact you?
I count it as her first attempt because she sent me that shit.
Well, but what's funny about her second email, the one that's to you,
But
is that
she
it's
says
like,
is I insist on the issuance of a cease and desist order to prohibit the use, production, dissemination, aforementioned copyright material or any other content using my likeness. Or
oh, right. Okay, but legally speaking, she's already in a bind because she didn't send this to. It's not to you. It's not a request to you. It's a request to TikTok just to remove your stuff. There's a lot of words here, and it's funny. I am writing to formally notify TikTok Inc. of explicit violations. Wow.
I'm getting deja vu.
Explicit violations committed by the account Help Spread the Word 33 on your platform. The aforementioned account, that's a $10 word she learned from legal documents, has engaged in severe cyberbullying, cyber harassment, and copyright infringement, resulting in flagrant breaches of TikTok's community guidelines and federal law.
I want that Trump.
Wrong.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Trump sound bites you were playing where you're just like, nobody cares.
Nobody cares. You are fake news.
That shit is hilarious to me.
She uses a lot of words.
Billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions.
Exactly. I'm like, what? Like,
these are a lot of words. Trump is so good at the sound bites, man. I could have an entire soundboard just of him and sound bites.
China.
I have a lot of them.
I was gonna say that one. I was gonna say that one. There's a guy on TikTok that does an incredible impression of him. I was like, how do you sound and look like him? Like when the way he does the mat is just so funny. Not
even my voice mod lets me sound like him. I sound so weird when I try to do a Trump voice. All my male friends are able to do it. Like Jeff at Legal Vices, when he turns on the same button we have the same voice mod. When he turns his on, he sounds exactly like Trump. When I turn mine on, I sound like I can't even, it's nothing like Trump. I don't.
Yeah.
I think it's just my voice. All right, let's see. This is so funny. A private video, which I own the copyright to, was posted exclusively to my personal Facebook page. Okay, hold up. Stop. Ma'am, Facebook is public.
Yeah.
If you post something,
this is not a monster, by the way, not a Monster energy drink.
Hashtag not a monster. I'm drinking caffeine, but it's just regular coffee.
It's a seltzer.
She
heart.
thinks that she can control what people take off Facebook. Now, as a reporter, I get a lot of stuff off Facebook. When I'm investigating somebody in a story, the very first thing I do is go to their Facebook page. I have been told that her Facebook page is not closed. It's open to the public. Now, I haven't even checked.
She wants it that way.
Right.
She wants it that way.
You can't say that it's exclusive and you have copyright. You do have copyright over it. Like you couldn't take her video and repost it in its entirety without changing or commenting on it, because that wouldn't be fair use. But that's not what you did. Did you use a clip from it or something? Or was this somebody else on TikTok?
This is the thing. That person is not even me. Help spread the word. Account. 33 is not me. My account is of all the gin joints is the username. I tried to change it to Liz Neptune, but maybe it's a difference between your username versus your name on your page. But my account is of all the gin joints. So this person, who I'm actually not fully convinced that the person who posted it is not her, took my video and they made like a new form of content with it, like, you know, remixed
Fair
it.
use.
Fair use. And for me, I am like I've been on YouTube from the beginning. I would never strike someone. I would never make a copyright. I would never, ever, ever do that. So I'm like, they used it. That's fine with me that they used it, you know?
Is, is it still up or did she get it taken down?
It's my channel is still up. If you that channel is still up. You can go look at the video.
Let's go watch it because I don't know what made her.
I didn't play it on my channel, but yeah, we can watch it.
Oh, you didn't? Okay, well I will. Oh wait, I hate it when I open TikTok. I don't have an account on TikTok because, you know, it's from China. And I don't trust it. It's a spy app. And I think everybody should get off of TikTok. But I know that you young people, you love it. You just love it.
It's fun. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't been on it in a while though, because their advertising has taken over the platform in a really ugly way. So
this hold on here. Let's stop this. This account has a ton of stuff about this case. You're gonna have to tell me. You're gonna have to tell me which video.
You should be able to look and tell which one.
Oh, there it is. Is this it? Is this the one?
They put me in all 3 of these videos with this.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Is it the same video over and over again, or they're all different?
So it's not the third one. Maybe try the first one. Yeah. Try this.
Like
first
this one down here.
2135 views. Yeah.
All right. Wait, I can't hear it.
Times freaking 10. You imagine Amber Heard and Johnny Depp? It's like times freaking 10. Okay, it's like Amber Heard times freaking 10. About literally the worst thing that can happen to a person that happened to me in March of 2022.
Oh my God! Is this real?
That's what I said. If you look at my comment on there, I'm like, is this real?
Is this real? There are no tears, by the way.
I really don't want to talk about this.
So I'm on TikTok talking about it because I really don't want to talk about this.
But he said he's going to talk about it if I don't. Well, not if I don't, he's just going to talk about it. He didn't say that. He's just going to talk about it.
Heard gift.
If you just like online teen drama and The Bachelor and Bachelor Nation, get into it. He was accused by a woman of fathering her unborn twins, and what is coming out allegedly is that she's not pregnant at all, and she's like literally making his life a living heck. But Clayton is claiming that he only had oral with her, and now she's gone and saying that she's pregnant, where he's like, it's completely impossible. This woman has money. She's, like I said, very litigious, and she's making his life a living hell. There's theories about, you know, her in court, like wearing a fake pregnancy belly and everything. It looks fake to me.
Now, you indicated that you spoke to the media.
It looks fake to all of us.
They published it online, is that correct?
I will have to go back and look through my screenshots, but I have one where at one point it's over one of her boobs.
And
I'm trying to figure out if she still has the sleeves of the thing on her.
Yeah, she's wearing sleeves under that.
But why? Like, okay.
And it's flesh colored.
Can you pause that for a second? Because I feel like how something is really wrong. I mean, something's obviously really wrong with you if you order a fake pregnancy belly for this type of thing. But to not even try to disguise it, that's like a whole nother level of like what's going on here. You know what I mean? Like, if you didn't even try and make it real looking, like, I don't understand that.
I'm wondering if we can maybe find one that's flesh colored.
I looked them up on because you know I got a lot of props and stuff because of stuff I made.
Sure.
So I'm like, oh, maybe I need to get one of these. I'm gonna get one that looks actually real though, not one that looks, you know, if I have a role for it for a character.
Yeah, they have them in silicone. They have them in foam. They have them like most of them are like bodysuits.
Yes,
I don't see one with long sleeves, but like this is. I know she's definitely wearing flesh colored sleeves underneath that. You can't see it that great in this video because it's a little small on the small side, and I don't know how to make anything big because I'm. That's my problem. I can't get anything too big in. I don't know what my problem is, but
that's what she said.
I have boomer tech issues and. Anyway, but when you watch it on a full screen, you can see the wrinkles in the sleeves. So she's definitely wearing like flesh colored sleeves. It doesn't look real to me either. And the attorneys have put it now, Eckert's attorneys have put into their motions that they believe it's a moon bump and it's in there, that it's in the documents.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Jane, we can talk about this. Her opinion, Liz's opinion, that she thinks that this is fake is her opinion. She's allowed to have it. You're the one who filed a petition, went to court, a public courtroom where they live stream hearings, when that's your own fault if you didn't know that public courtrooms in America are open. I refer you to the Constitution that says you have a right to a public hearing. And that means Clayton has a right to a public hearing because he has a right to face his accuser, and the public has the right to see it. And you can't change that because that's in the Constitution, ma'am.
And I said allegedly. I mean, come on. Like,
no, you did. You didn't do anything wrong here. You said, I don't know if it is, but it looks like it to me. You didn't do anything wrong here.
Yeah.
No. Let's see. What else is she mad about? Okay.
Your Honor, is it possible for me to show Clayton that I am in fact pregnant because he hasn't seen me?
No.
Results will come back on Monday or Tuesday of next week. Did it be a yes?
Clay
No.
never
Or did it be
cease
inconclusive?
to make me
Test
laugh.
results came back early.
That judge is like this.
Deny. Sit down.
That clip never. She said no. So
That's
bad.
the judge with the good hair. That judge has great hair, and she's like, no, sit down. Sit down.
Yeah, man, I can't imagine having a baby with a crazy person, man. Like, I was so annoyed last night when they were talking in the interview about how he was reacting to her. I was like, he was being very tame. Because if it was me,
Oh, yeah, when they were trying to get him to say he regretted stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, come on.
I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, are you serious? And I said that in my video too. I said he said some really horrible things to her, and he had every right to do that. He had every right to.
He did. And you know what? I also think that Nick Viall is a cuck. And I'm sorry, I'm saying it right now. He's got cuck energy all over him. He had that interview 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. And he didn't put it up until my article came out giving him some cover. Right? That's what this is about. It's about being cowardly, and not even when you have stacks of evidence showing that this is an unequivocal lie. Like it's stacks of evidence, her own emails, admitting that they never had intercourse, admitting these ridiculous things. They still wouldn't put it up. And now there's new news that wasn't even included in that podcast that she is no longer pregnant. Don't you think their audience would have benefited from that?
Yeah.
Why didn't you do an update at the end to say, and by the way, she's submitted a motion that says she's no longer pregnant, and we don't know how or why, and she still hasn't shown any death certificates, and there's nothing.
Someone made a comment that's, probably a high-ranking comment talking about that. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, especially since the news has been out for, over a week, maybe almost 2 weeks now. They could even had him send in a short video of giving like an update or something. And I don't like how he prefaced the video with saying like, it's a he said, she said. It's like I watch a lot of court cases and stuff like that. And this is one of the ones I've seen that has the most like written on paper evidence, pictures, screenshots. Like it's all there. Like it's right there.
Locals is at it again. meganfox.locals.com, where all the memes and the meme farmers are working hard every day to entertain you.
Yes,
Monster Energy, unleash the beast. Isn't this fantastic?
Someone edited me last night with her with misery.
Misery?
Like, oh hell,
Was it
fucking no, guy? Oh, sorry, I don't mean to curse, but
it's okay.
Oh,
you can't.
Hell no, guys.
Isn't that funny?
No, it's funny because like. Not long ago, I had compared her to Misery with Clayton.
Did you?
Yes, I was like, she gonna have Clayton like Paul Sheldon in the bed. I'm your biggest fan, Clayton, and break his ankles with a sledgehammer, like just to keep him around. But I feel like that's like the that is the reason for the lawsuits and stuff. Is like it's clear that she, like many people, has an issue with, maybe abandonment, being left or something like that. And so I believe she's doing this to keep in touch with them, to keep them around. Even if I have to keep them through the law, even if I have to keep them through suing them, even if I have to keep them through this, I'm going to keep them around somehow.
Yeah, I think it's really scary. It's really scary. And I do think the chat, somebody in the chat just said, I'm afraid for the wives. I know there are 2 pregnant wives in this scenario.
Oh yeah.
Dave's wife.
So I was like, why is everyone around this situation actually pregnant? Like, why is there so many people? Nick's girl is pregnant.
Podcaster is pregnant too.
Is pregnant. I'm like, why is this is such a horrible coincidence.
I know. And it is kind of scary because it's like, this is really unhinged behavior, and those women do not need the extra stress.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's unfortunate. I want to finish the rest of this.
And they said, to know fetal DNA present. Let's go. This individual that was supposed to submit a sample, their second sample, after the first sample came out, so there was no fetal DNA. They were supposed to submit a second sample yesterday. It was confirmed they never showed up and submitted a sample. So this individual sent me an email last week and showed me the ultrasound video. I already had my suspicions because, again, I already knew this was not real. And this morning I found the YouTube video that this woman ripped the video from. So she took the ultrasound from a YouTube clip from 6 years ago.
When she fakes a pregnancy and makes her own ultrasound pictures.
Oh my gosh.
Which is absolutely
that was his TikTok?
Since I became pregnant by The Bachelor, there were 2 men who I have restraining orders against who contacted The Bachelor, who contacted content creators, and they decided that it was free game to talk about my past. They said that I had done this before, and in saying that I had done this before, they meant that I had been pregnant before, which I have. I've been pregnant twice before, which is something that I really didn't want to come out because I thought people would judge me for it.
Oh my, here we go.
And people have already, I know they have.
I'm going to try.
I did have 2 abortions in the past, but it was not their right to say that. Like, I wasn't ready for that to come out.
What is she wiping? There's nothing there.
And I've been really
she was trying to squeeze one out there, like squeeze a tear.
I'm not laughing.
I'm harassed for it. Dave has made more than 50 videos and more like podcast content than I could possibly count talking about me. He specializes in Bachelor content, but what he's talking about has nothing to do with The Bachelor. It has to do with me and my past. It's shaming me for it. And it's like, I feel like anything that like anything about the life that I was like embarrassed for, ashamed of, like these 2 prior abortions have just been brought to light. I've been like just things that have been monetized channel. I've been called every name in the book. Steven called me a dumbass, fucking moron. He likes to say my full name when he refers to me. And Dave is, I didn't even know where to begin with Dave. He said he would stop talking about me for $10,000. He wouldn't stop talking about me for $10,000, but then he went for $1 million. And he said that since he started to talk about me,
pay that man his money.
His YouTube has gone up 4 times.
Well, it's funny that now her lawyers are asking him how much money is it going to take.
I know what I heard. That I said, give that man his money. Okay.
I mean, she's got a lot of money to spend on all these lawyers that she used to drag all these men to paternity court or whatever. So she's got money to pay Dave. Pay up, ma'am. Pay the money.
From what he's saying, though, is that she's using these organizations and public resources to get funds to fund these things, which is nuts. So I'm wondering what she actually does have access to. Like, I'm curious about that, because from what it's seeming like a lack of employment to me. The fact that she has all this time to send all these cease and desist and to constantly read Reddit all day, YouTube all day, follow Dave all day, do all these things like all day long. Where is the employment? Where is the income coming in? Like, where's the income?
I mean, I would imagine she's living on her parents' property. She said in the casita behind the house, and I imagine that they are funding this. They have to be, I think, or she has the public organizations. But who the heck are they, and why aren't they paying attention to this? Because they're wasting their resources on someone who is not a victim. She's
I don't know
if
that's true, obviously, but that's what people are saying.
If that's true, they need to seriously do some more research, because this is crazy. I never saw this video. This is like,
I know when I saw it, it was apparently about 5 days old at that point, and I was like, why? Because I've been following this, so I'm like, why haven't I seen this anywhere? But apparently she was getting it taken down, but she didn't even post it I mean, if they have it, then that means that she posted it publicly. You know what I mean? In some
Oh yeah,
form
no, she
or manner.
did.
Yeah.
She posted it publicly. Now, here's the thing. Even if I only have my Facebook page open to my friends, if one of my friends takes my video and downloads it and puts it somewhere with commentary, like, I can't sue them for that. That's not copyright infringement. I mean, it might not be a nice thing to do, but she put this out on the internet. Like, this is what happens when you put this stuff out on the internet.
Yeah.
Especially, and she says people are talking about my past. No, we are discussing your public documents with allegations that you made in them in public documents.
Yeah.
And there's all this evidence attached to those documents, emails, text messages. All of those things are in the legal documents that are available on the public docket in Maricopa County. You cannot then go and complain that people are invading your privacy when you put stuff out there in public to see. You just can't. And even if, all right, so somebody in the chat says that they believe she posted it for about 40 minutes or so publicly and then changed the settings to friends only. Well, again, that was an unadvised thing to do.
I mean, if I don't want something online to get out, I don't post it online.
Yeah, you don't put it there.
Period. I don't post it. My dog's trying to come up. I just don't post it online because you never know where it's going to end up. Like, don't post it. And I damn sure ain't posting no videos crying. Let me tell you that. I am damn sure not posting no videos of myself crying.
This is like the younger generation kind of thing to do. And she's too old for this. She was born in the 90s. They love to post videos of themselves crying in the car.
Now listen, it would be a lie to say I never made a video crying, but the video was never intended to post. It was just for me to express myself to listen to later.
Well, I've gotten choked up a few times. I've gotten choked up on camera a few times, but the intention wasn't to hey, I'm going to make a video crying about this thing that I'm so upset about. If you get choked up while you're you're streaming, you can't stop it from happening. But this is just like a tantrum on film. And she chose to post it. So we have a right to look at it and discuss it and see what we think about it. I have to see the rest of this.
He says this on his live Patreon, which I've recorded, and then he denies it later. I've begged him to stop talking about me. And I've threatened him with defamation lawsuits. Nothing stops him.
I've threatened him. I've begged him. I've threatened him.
He has video evidence of her saying, I threatened him. Whoa. Yeah.
Wow.
Somebody chop this up right here.
I threatened him. Nothing stops him.
And he keeps teasing that he's going to talk about another event where it gets crazier, as he says. Because he found out about literally the worst thing that can happen to a person that happened to me in March of 2022. I really don't want to talk about this.
Then don't.
But he said he's going to talk about it if I don't.
What?
Well, not if I don't. He's just going to talk about it. He didn't say that. He's just going to talk about it.
Oh, so yeah, she just said something that wasn't true. Well, okay, he didn't really say that.
Now I'm thinking that this is not her that actually posted this. Wow. Yeah,
And it's better for me to get my side of this out. For me to tell the story, since that's the only control I have anymore over it, is me telling it before he does on his fucking monetized channel.
Oh, that was quite an edit. Okay. All right. So that was the video that you didn't even make, that she then sent you this cease and desist.
She went and lied to TikTok and said that I own that account. And she has no and here's the thing. Like, she clearly has some form of brain that she knows how to do this. She knows how to find the right context. She knows how to create these, litigious emails. So she knows when she watches that video that clearly is a, fair use, a restitching, a remixing. She knows when she sees that. So she intentionally tried to loop me in with this person to get my channel taken down. There's no way you watch that video and you're like, oh, this person owns both of these. Like, nobody is thinking that.
Well, she's just trying. She throws a lot of stuff at the wall to see what's going to stick.
She used a clip of Clayton in that video. Why didn't you say that Clayton was the owner of the channel? Why did you pick me? Like, I'm in this video.
Well, she picks people. She picks people that she thinks will not be able to fight back because your channel's too small, or she thinks she can intimidate and scare you.
Yeah.
I noticed that she has not tried to contact me. Not at all. I don't have one email from her. I'm starting to feel a little left out. But and Jeff at Legal Vices is still marked safe from email communications from Jane here. So she definitely was making the B face. I stepped on a B face. Somebody needs to put.
I said that I stepped on. It's giving. I stepped on a B, and I'm like, yeah.
Somebody needs to put Amber Heard and her stepped on a B face next to this one doing the B face. That would be great. Locals, can you get on that? Can you get on doing some memes of Amber Heard's B face next to,
or put her on the stand? Put her on the stand.
Put her on
with the outfit on, something.
Oh gosh, we need the B face. This is great. All right, so you're telling me Dave just posted a new video? Well, great. We'll have to go and watch that later. That Dave's doing great work, and so let's get back to this ridiculous cease and desist. And I think it should be noted, TikTok clearly did not take it down. They didn't do anything. Your channel's still up. This channel's still up. The video is still up. So she was unable to get that taken down.
Yeah.
And rightly so. It is not illegal by any means to make use fair use of anything, making commentary like that person did. It says TikTok account unlawfully obtained. Nope, not true, because you put it out online. And exploited. Nope, not true. This private where's Trump? I need Trump.
Wrong.
And exploited this private video without my consent.
Wrong.
Don't need it. Don't need it at all.
Nobody cares.
Or authorization. No,
Wrong.
Don't need that either. This unauthorized use constitutes constitutes a clear violation of my copyright. No.
Wrong.
It's actually fair use and has resulted in egregious cyberbullying and harassment.
Wrong.
Nope, you don't know what cyberbullying is because none of this is cyberbullying.
Can I do the next paragraph? Or
go for it.
Is it the individuals behind this account helped spread the word 33 has been identified as Liz Neptune, who has also had an account with the username of all the gin joints. I have corroborated this by comparing the woman discussing me in the videos and have established a clear connection. Moreover, of all the gin joints has extended this harassment by posting additional videos on their personal account, targeting and harassing me further. Like, that's just how I imagine her, like, like, that's literally how I picture her doing these things. Like,
yeah, she has a lot of anger. And she also doesn't understand the definition of harassing. What she is doing is harassing. She is harassing. And all of us who are covering this story are trying to bring attention to the fact that she is a harasser, a serial harasser, and needs to stop harassing innocent people. Liz Neptune is innocent of these ridiculous charges.
Hear ye, hear ye.
And we need to stop the harassment of Liz. Liz is being harassed. This is actual harassment. Liz has done nothing wrong but give her opinion on the internet like anybody is allowed to do about a free Dave. Welcome, Dave. Free Liz Neptune is right. She's welcome to give her opinion. This is America, ma'am. This is not Saudi Arabia where there's speech police. It's not okay what you're doing to people and trying to curtail their First Amendment rights.
Yeah, no, this is crazy.
I like this one too. the actions of Help Spread the Word 33 and of all the gin joints egregiously contravene TikTok's community guidelines, specifically prohibiting hate speech, which is not a thing. Actually, hate speech does not exist in America. And it's funny when people try to use this as a legal argument, because I give you an assignment, Jane. Go to the laws and the codes of our country and find hate speech anywhere.
Hate speech.
No, you
I
will not
honestly,
find it.
I think that this is the first time I noticed that she said that. Like, because I guess when I was reading it, I was in a freaking daze. Like, I was so whatever, but I did not realize she accused me of hate speech.
And hate speech is not a thing in America.
What?
I know a lot of people, especially on Reddit, want to believe that hate speech exists, but our Supreme Court has affirmed that no speech is hate speech. And hate speech you think is hateful, is simply another form of free speech. We actually have the right to use hateful words. Now, maybe you shouldn't do it. Maybe it's not ethical to use hateful words. However, it is legal. And if once somebody decides, who is the arbiter of what speech is hateful and what speech is not? If it was a person like Jane Doe here, she would make any speech that had anything to do with criticizing her hate speech. See, that's why we have a hate
That is
speech
what it
code.
is.
Yeah, that's
She's
why we
trying to
can't.
get me convicted of a federal crime for calling her a lunatic.
Never ever support. People, listen to me carefully. Never ever support any laws that have the term hate speech in them. That is just a code word to kill the First Amendment. Your First Amendment, the only answer to speech you find abhorrent is more speech. When someone says something abhorrent to you, whether it's racist or sexist or any of the ists that everybody gets upset about, the only response is for good people to get up and say, I disagree with that, and here's why. More speech. There's no such thing as hate speech in America. The KKK must be allowed to speak, or you will not be allowed to speak. The KKK may be ridiculous and dangerous and horrifying, and everybody hates them, but they have a right to speak. So did that idiot Fred Phelps.
Take a video of me while you're saying that. And then take a video of me while you're saying that. Like, look, this is what she does.
I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, like, Fred Phelps was a really awful guy. He would picket soldiers' funerals. In fact, he was at the funeral of my cousin who was killed in action in Afghanistan, and his people were there picketing with their very hateful signs. You know, God hates slurs against gay people and that sort of thing. And but Fred Phelps, as the answer to Fred Phelps was never to, lock him up, throw away the key, stop him from speaking. One, it is to ignore him. And two, it is to do what we did, which was we called the Patriot Guard, who are hundreds of people on motorcycles that come and stand between you and Fred Phelps, and they rev their motorcycle engines so nobody can hear what Fred Phelps is saying. The answer is more speech. It's not less. You don't want to curtail somebody's speech because you don't like it. And that's something I feel very strongly about, and believe me, do you think I wanted Fred Phelps with his hateful signs at the funeral of my loved one? No, I did not. Yes, we were upset, but we had good people show up to drown him out. And the Patriot Guard, my love goes out to you guys. You guys are the best, because they showed up like 300 guys and women on bikes. It was fantastic. All right. So in contravening TikTok's community guidelines, prohibiting hate speech, harassment, and content causing emotional distress. Sweetheart, your emotional problems are yours alone. And if something causes you emotional distress on the internet, I suggest you turn it off. That's your option. Turn it off. Furthermore, these actions represent a blatant infringement of federal copyright law.
Like,
God.
she is accusing
This is ridiculous.
me of federal crimes, guys.
Yeah. Well,
federal crimes. Okay,
all of this is ridiculous. Copyright. This is completely fair use. Okay. She doesn't know what she's talking about here. This tell me you don't know what copyright means without telling me you don't know what copyright means is what this is. Failure to comply with my ridiculous demands will prompt me to pursue legal action to protect my intellectual property rights and seek appropriate legal remedies against both TikTok and Liz Neptune, who is the creator, blah, blah, blah. So she asked TikTok to take it down. They didn't do it. Let me look at, so then you get this other one, this communication. Dear Miss Neptune, this communication is my final attempt to contact you.
Yeah, that was after she sent this because I responded and I told her to literally go to hell with TikTok and on the email. I told her to go to hell. Don't ever talk to me again. You're miserable. You're, all this kind of stuff. And then she sent this.
This communication is my final attempt, acknowledging your stated preference not to receive further messages. I want to clarify that my intention in reaching out is to extend an opportunity for resolution through a formal cease and desist. There's no such thing, sweetheart. It's just a letter of you complaining, aimed at preventing unnecessary legal actions. There is such a thing as a cease and desist order from a judge, but a cease and desist letter is not a thing. It's just a letter of you whining that anybody can just throw in the garbage. I want to unequivocally assert that I am not a public figure. False.
Wrong.
Let me tell you what exactly.
You have like an Alex Jones ones too. That's funny.
Oh yeah, I do. Here.
I love it when he's.
You will pay for what you've done, and I pray that God send angels to visit vengeance upon you.
When he screams like that, I fucking die.
I love him. I love him. Okay, let me tell you, Jane, what you are. You are a limited purpose public figure. It is a legal term used in defamation cases to establish that the plaintiff is a limited purpose public figure. And we could prove the following with you. The plaintiff or Jane had access to channels of effective communication. She's got a podcast and a microphone, a public podcast. She calls herself a popular broadcaster. She calls herself she has a Instagram account that is verified, right? So you would call those channels of effective communication, wouldn't you? Yes. Jane voluntarily assumed a role of special prominence in the public controversy. Well, she went to the media. She went to The Sun. She went to People. She went to all the Page 6, gave her information.
Chicken
and then
Noodle Soup for the Soul. She was in that book,
She did a TED Talk. She went on Medium and published an article with her photograph and her name. Okay,
and her email at the bottom of this email saying she's not a public figure. She had all her links, all her social media, everything at the a picture of herself, all of that.
Every single one of these, she checks the box. Box checked. The controversy existed prior to the publication of the defamatory statement. Check the box. The controversy was out there before Liz said anything about it. It had been in the newspapers. It was in the public docket on Maricopa County. She is a limited public figure, whether she wants to be or not. Let's see what else. The subject, like Jane, retained public figure status at the time of the alleged defamation. Yep. So by the time you were commenting on it, she checked all these other boxes. She is a limited purpose public figure. And unfortunately for all of us on YouTube, we are all limited purpose public figures. So it would actually be very difficult for any of us to sue anybody else for defamation because of that definition. Once you pick up a microphone and you tell the public what you think about something, that's it. It's over for you. You're a limited purpose public figure.
I'm looking it up here. I posted the video. I posted my YouTube on December 7th, which means I probably posted the TikTok maybe like the 1st or something. So the story was kind of already stale by the time I even got to it. Like it was months in when I actually, posted about it. So.
Oh no, she loses on this one absolutely immediately. She clearly has not read the legal or recognized
And
standards.
I
And,
also want to know, how does a county superior court affirm
They
a
didn't.
private citizen status? Like,
they did.
how do they do that?
They don't unless she goes through a defamation case, and then they would decide that during that defamation case. And to my knowledge, there isn't one out there. This is just something I think she made up. And in a 2022 case, I mean, maybe she made that argument in a filing of some sort, and she thinks that means because she made the filing, that it somehow gives her the status. But a judge would have to rule, and I don't know. Did she give you any evidence that this is the case? No. So
No.
I would just ignore that. Underscoring
She thinks she has privacy privileges with me by sending these emails. So who knows what she thinks?
Yeah,
I don't know if
that's
she thinks
ridiculous,
I'm
too.
her attorney or she thinks I'm her therapist. I
Or
don't
her
know
employer. You know, like
I don't know.
the
what she
only way
thinks.
people think that they can send you an email and say not for publication. That stupid David Shane, who was Amber Heard's PR person, had his attorney send me my employer a cease and desist letter, and on the top of it, it said not for publication, and we laughed our asses off because it's like, you don't get to control me. You don't get to send me a letter and tell me what I can and cannot publish. I'm a journalist, for God's sake. If you send me something, it is clearly going to get published if I find it interesting, and there isn't a goddamn thing you can do about it. I'm not going to ask your permission. You send it to me, it's going. All right. And like, you can't say not for publication. And in fact, in my intro, it's me and Nick.
It's like the same thing. If you don't respond to this email, then I'm having the babies. It's like literally the same thing. If you get this email, that means you can't post it.
It's so crazy. She has no authority whatsoever to tell you what you can and cannot publish in your own email box. If you don't want someone to publish your emails, Jane, don't send them. That's the only way. The only way is not to send them. And I've told her that many times, like, send me whatever you want, but it's going up online like immediately. So don't do it if you don't want it up there. And this argument that you've violated her privacy is just insane.
How dare you, sir? My Instagram loving wife has always wanted her privacy.
And like when I posted the videos, like obviously I knew, okay, there's some kind of it's a small niche interest of like people who are following this. Now it's starting to grow, but for a while it's very small niche interest. So I didn't make this feel like, oh, I'm about to blow off this. I'm about to go viral off this. Like, it had a couple hundred views, and it was just like a regular type video. I didn't even post a video on Reddit and like, hey, look, I just made a video about the situation. Come check it out. I didn't even do any of that.
If you had, who cares? Like, and by the way, folks, I am encouraging you to please make sure that Liz gets something positive out of this, which is way more subscribers than she has. I'm going to drop her link for her
Everybody
video.
has been, following and shouting out, and I really, really, really appreciate it. You guys like movies, TV shows, and internet garbage, like, definitely follow me. You'll like the stuff that I talk about.
I like your videos. I think your videos are great. I think you're creative, and I think you're funny. And I think
Thank you.
I think it's terrible that this is being done to you. And I think she chose you for a reason.
Yeah.
She chose you because she thought you wouldn't be able to fight back, which bothers me. Oh, a hell of a lot. It bothers me. It bothers me. And this, like I said, this aggression will not stand, man. I will not stand for this because I do not like to see a person like her with immense power and privilege here, because she's the one with the power and the privilege, trying to shut you down and hurt your career. It's absurd. And I'm dropping the link to your channel so that people can go and subscribe. It is also in the description of this video on Rumble and on YouTube. Please, on Locals, I just dropped it in there as well. Please take a moment to go over there and hit that subscribe button right now. Liz is at right now 6.46 thousand subscribers. She needs a lot more from this because she's been through a hell of a lot. And I imagine that when you got this, you felt some anxiety and fear. Did you not?
Yes, I definitely did. And it was like when she, as you know, we'll get to that email eventually, like when she decided to contact my local sheriff's office, I'm like, I mean, bitch, you've gone too far at this point. Like, she's already went really, really, really far with Clayton. But now you're taking this internet shit where I barely was even talking about you. I wasn't even really talking about you. Were not the focus of the video. I didn't
Right, it
post
was
no
really
document.
general.
I didn't post no anything. Yeah.
No, it was like general dating advice. And it's like you cannot shut down people's free speech in America because you don't like it. If you don't want people to talk about you, do not file fraudulent stuff in court records that journalists can pick up and talk about, because then you're going to have everybody talking about it. I mean, it's outrageous. It's outrageous that she needs to be stopped because she has serious problems, and she doesn't understand. She makes it sound like she understands these things because she uses words and things, lots of words, billions and billions of words, but none of these words add up to anything. This is all a bunch of nothing, and nothing she is alleging here is prosecutable at all in any way in America. All right,
and I just want to say this, like, she was wrong from the situation from the very beginning. And so I talked about it, and then she's the one that is doing wrong. And then she turns around and, you know, accuses me of crimes, federal crimes, and says I'm harassing her. So it's like, it reminded me of that situation. I don't know if you remember, it was like a year or two ago with the white lady in the Central Park ramble. And the guy who was like bird watching, and he was like, lady, you can't have your dog in here. Like, this is for birds. You know what I mean?
Put your dog on a leash. I think it was what it was.
And then
she had the dog off the leash.
Yeah. And then she's like, calls the police, and she's like, oh my God, so scary. Black guy over here. Like, that's literally how it feels.
Frankly,
like,
that is exactly what she's doing to you. She is exactly what she is doing to you.
Like, I'm the angry, intimidating, harassing black woman, big black woman that's attacking her. I'm just like, it's just not fair. It's just not fair.
This is a terrible thing she's doing, and it will not stand. It's ridiculous. So she's saying the following violations. She's accusing you of, I love this, the Communications Privacy Act and the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. Those acts are about hacking. Hacking.
I didn't even bother looking it up, Megan.
No, I know
didn't even bother looking it up. I knew it was foolishness.
So the idiot that sued me in this story that I wrote, Shut Up, the Bizarre War, the big book, she also tried this. She tried to say that I had violated the Communications Privacy Act and the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. This is something that psychopaths do, that when they think that they can get away with it. Whoa, there goes my sign. This is actually it's a hacking. These are hacking and data breaching laws. They have nothing to do with reporting and, you know, talking about news stories. She's going to try and say that her Facebook was hacked or whatever. No, she posted it. You posted it in public. It got out there. It is now out there, and you regret it. You cannot then turn around and go and say that people are hacking your computer. That's insane. It's ridiculous. And if you guys want to look those acts up, you can, and you'll see it's all about hacking, illegal hacking into computers. It's ridiculous. These laws protect against unauthorized access, that didn't happen, and disclosure of electronic communications. That didn't happen. She sent you the electronic communication, and you have the right to then take it. Is now in your possession, and you can go and put it anywhere you want. She's hacking herself and accusing you of doing it. I am well within my rights to request the removal of this content. Nope.
Wrong.
You're not. The following violations arise from your recent actions requiring immediate rectification. The unauthorized dissemination of my private email to you. It is no longer private, ma'am, when you send it to someone. It is no longer private. It is now in the hands of the person you sent it to, and it's up to them what they're going to do with it. And TikTok and Reddit infringes upon my rights of privacy. You don't have rights of privacy when you've done this stuff, when you've put stuff out in public. You lose your right to privacy after you do that. Freedom of speech does not condone the unauthorized disclosure of private communications, especially when it breaches federal statutes. But it doesn't. Nothing you did here does any of these things. This is total bullshit.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. President. The ECPA safeguards against unauthorized I can't even read this. It's so dumb. Number two.
This is the best part. This is the best part.
The highly alarming nature of your accompanying statements, including specific threatening and harassing remarks such as for you, Laura, go straight to hell, is deeply concerning. Oh no, you're not allowed to tell someone to go to hell? Yes, you are. You could tell her to fuck off. You could actually say this.
Go fuck yourself.
She was probably like,
Go fuck
The
yourself.
Yeah, with her face.
expression, she's like, when she read it, she was like,
Oh
I saw. I just see her doing that. She couldn't believe that I said that to her. She's trying, clutching her imaginary pearls.
no!
Like, lady,
Your comments indicate a clear form of harassment. No, they don't. They're free speech, ma'am. Free speech. Just free speech.
I'm telling you, like, I've been saying, like, Dave is a saint. Like, Dave is a freaking saint for how he's been. You know, he cracks jokes here and there, but he's been a saint how he handled this. I'm like, yeah, I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. Like, I'm not going to be cordial.
This
not
is
going
hilarious.
To be
Look at this.
polite. It's not going to happen.
Look at this. Considering your threatening remark on Reddit, I got time today, implying an intent to create harassing content against me. Oh, Laura.
She's so corny. Like, she
You-
does not
I
know
got-
what I got.
I got
today
time.
means.
I got time too. I
Yeah.
got time. I got time too. That is not a threatening statement in any
That's
way.
basically what you said to her. You were like, "You want to come after me? I got time."
I got time for that. I got time. I got resource lawyers. I
Yeah.
got lawyers all over the place. I'm dripping in lawyers over here who are laughing,
Oh, seemed like you froze for a second.
I bet I can find one of them to take this on just for fun because it's so funny. I mean, and this is great content. Thank you so much for doing this, Jane. This is fantastic content. My channel's reached 25,000 subscribers. Let's keep it going. 3, your past videos on YouTube.
Oh wait, no, I think I might like this part better.
And TikTok advising men on how to avoid individuals like me, despite my complete absence of any criminal history, which is a real damn shame. She really should have one by now. Or questionable behavior. Really? She thinks she has an absence of even questionable behavior she won't even admit to? Wow. Is a blatant act of defamation. Yeah, no, it's not. Not at all. It's not blatant. It's not defamation. It's just an opinion that you think, and I think, that she's got a lot of red flags and that men should be very careful around her.
Well, I have a question about that. What is the difference between an opinion and defamation?
Oh, well, defamation, for one thing, in order to prove defamation, you would have to know that the thing you were saying about her was false. Do you know that any of this is false?
No.
No. Do you have malicious intent?
No.
No. Did you accuse her of a crime?
No.
She's doing that to you. She's accusing you of a crime. So in order to actually defame someone, and by the way, when you're a limited public person, it's harder to prove defamation. Let me see if I can get it up here. Defamation definition for limited public figure. There are some standards you have to meet, okay, and they're pretty high. Defamation of a public figure.
Saying I heard it's not easy. Like, it was a lot for Johnny Depp to go and actually do that, and he's Johnny Depp. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Defamation claims in general means that you made a statement about the person and the statement was false. It was seen by others and you knew it was false and you did it anyway maliciously. Like and most of the time it's not just a statement that's false. Like, oh, it's hard to say because you have to accuse someone of a crime, like something that would ruin their reputation or whatever. The absolute defense of defamation is the truth. That is the absolute defense. So if what you are saying is true, or it's a legally protected opinion, it is not defamation. Oh my gosh, locals, look at this. Oh, locals, this is fantastic. Somehow they morphed her face with Amber Heard's face in the bee, with the bee face. I don't even know how they did this. This is incredible.
Gotta be AI.
Yeah, this is fantastic. Good job, locals.
Oh my God. Well, that's a good one. That one, they got the hair and everything.
Isn't that great? Oh my gosh. This is fantastic. All right. So
great meme creation right there.
So let's see. A limited public purpose figure is defined as someone who interjects or participates in a public controversy or topic to the point where they are or are trying to influence the outcome of the controversy. Generally speaking, a limited purpose public figure is someone who has become a prominent figure in a particular topic or area. While the person might not be a celebrity, they are well known within the community on the topic. The difference between public figures and limited purpose public figures is that when the claim arises, the statements in question must be related to the topic for which someone is a limited purpose public figure for the increase in the burden to apply. So there's a higher burden when you're talking about a limited purpose public figure. Now, you have to also prove a mental state of the person you're saying is defaming you. Basically, you must show that a defendant acted negligently or carelessly, while in others, a plaintiff must show the defendant acted purposefully or intentionally. So that's it's a high burden. And I don't believe you were acting intentionally to do any harm. And in fact, you said you didn't know what was true. And that if it is true, and all of us are saying that, we're all saying, we don't think you were pregnant. We don't know if you were pregnant. And if you were pregnant, where are the babies?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. I mean, heck, I'm dreaming about where are the babies now. Now I'm all nervous about the babies. What happened to the babies?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's true, what she's saying, if this stuff is true about being pregnant, she was past 20 weeks. The law says she has to provide either records from the abortion that was done or termination, fetal death certificates. She's got to tell somebody, she's got to show this to the law, or there's going to be there should be an investigation into what happened to the babies. So this is,
I'm thinking, based off of his I mean, who knows? It's been a couple weeks since he did that interview, but I feel like he's probably like over it. Like he's probably not going to pursue
what? No, he's not.
You don't think so? You think he's going to pursue a civil suit?
Well, first of all, he's not done where they are in family court. They have a pending motion to stop her motion to dismiss, and their pending motion is fire. I'm sure you've read it. The one is it's fire. It's like, no, you're not getting out of this. You're not. No, honey, you're not going. You're not taking your ball and going home now, because you have dragged this defendant through ridiculous levels of stress, and you've hurt his reputation. So now you must prove to us that these babies either existed and whose babies they were, or you have to say you were never pregnant, because this is not going away. You did these things, you filed these things in court, and now we need to know, we need to come to a conclusion. And I'm actually very disappointed in the family court for not already forcing her to show proof of paternity or even proof of pregnancy.
Yeah.
They have not forced her to show actual proof through medical records from an OBGYN. All she showed them is a screenshot of an appointment. That is not the same thing. I encourage her to share these records.
Are you kidding me?
We have to see them now. We have to see them, because you can't go and sue everybody. This is the other thing. If she sues anybody here for defamation, if this woman were to sue you for defamation, let's say, you now get access. You get access to everything. You get discovery. You get to depose her. You get to subpoena her medical records, because you get to look. You get to see everything to say this was either what I said or what I implied was either true or not true, and that the truth is the absolute defense. So then she would have to turn over all her medical records. This is why she goes for the harassment orders, because there's no discovery in that process. You see, you're not entitled to her medical records at that point. But if she were to sue you for defamation, which she's threatening to do, which she will not do, because she knows it would be over then.
That's what adds the really sick and twisted, conspiratorial, intentional, calculating, like doing research to figure out, how can I get this guy? How can I get around? How can I evade the system? One of your followers sent a super chat that I thought was pretty interesting about
which one is it?
How much a fake pregnancy costs. It's
Oh
pretty
yeah, here,
affordable.
Claire.
It's pretty affordable in this economy.
Claire
right here.
Fries. I went online and I found a fake baby bump, fake HCG urine, fake pregnancy test, and a fake sonogram. Total cost to fake pregnancy, $125. Yep. You guys, there's an entire industry for this, which is why when Dave Neal, and God bless him, I love him, but when he says that false allegations are rare, that's just not true. There's an entire industry that allows women to do this. They're buying these things. Women do this. Now, not all women, but it is much more common than we know because it isn't reported. How many men, and Dave said it himself, that he was scammed once and it took him like 10 years to tell people about it because he was ashamed. How many men do you think could, one, feel unashamed to come forward and talk about how they were targeted like this, but two, find an audience who would actually hear it? You don't hear about these things because you do not know. I know personally someone who was scammed by a pregnancy. This one told him he was the father and he wasn't, but he raised this baby for 3 years thinking that this was his baby. And then when it happened, she took him to a custody court because she wanted to break up with him and then wanted the baby and didn't want him in her life anymore. She claimed he wasn't the father. And he was like, "What, are you kidding me?" And he had a paternity test done. And sure enough, it wasn't his baby. And that judge ripped his baby, the only father he's ever known, away from him. The judge actually did not give him, and he still wanted visitation. He still wanted to be a father to this child that he had loved for 3 years. And he was ripped away from him because of that. These things happen all the time to people. Women do this. I bet you there are people in this audience right now, and I've had a lot of them contact me who know people personally that this has happened to. So I think that to say that it's very rare, we don't have evidence of that it's very rare. We don't have evidence of that. It's only statistically rare because it's not reported.
Yeah. And there's a particular group of, from what I understand, cluster B personality type people who do this kind of thing frequently.
Yes.
Because like what I was saying earlier, that I personally, because I've done so much research on psychology, I read so many books, like just for fun, just to figure out my own stuff. Like I'm really into that. It's like one of my Roman empires, just like this. It's just like psychology and early childhood psychology, dysfunctional family psychology. And like for me, it's like she's doing this, like people, like I said, of the cluster B area do these kind of things to stop people from getting away from them, from leaving their life. Like you notice when Clayton told the story, as soon as he said, oh, this is, it's not going to happen again, she just broke down crying, because that was like, oh, he's going to leave me, and then trying to get him to sign the contract, really
trying to get him fired. Oh my God.
Trying to get him to, like, he sent her the document for her to sign for the houses, and she sent it right back like within a minute. He's like, "Hey, you didn't even read it?" And she's like, "No, I want you as my realtor. Like, we have to sign the paper," because she wanted to like have him contractually obligated to keep in touch with her. And like all these actions, I personally feel, I don't know, I personally feel like these are actions that she's taking to keep Clayton, Greg, Mike, all these guys, she cannot let go of them. She cannot let go. So she's going to keep in contact with them somehow, keep them in her life somehow, even if it means suing them, even if it means filing false things. She just wants to keep contact with them. She doesn't want them to like abandon her or something like that.
All right, locals, you are cracking me up. This is the reddest, flaggiest picture I ever saw in my whole life. I mean, it's just outrageous and we have a right to make jokes. We have a right to make memes. We have a right to read public documents. And, this is funny too.
That one's a good one. I got to get these. Did we mention that she sent me these on Christmas morning?
No.
Is that,
shut up.
Has that been like established, everybody?
Stop it.
She
Christmas
sent
morning.
me these on Christmas morning at I believe 11:50 something Eastern Standard Time. So that means that she woke up early that morning at the crack of dawn, okay, with stank ass breath and crust on her lip to send me this fucking bullcrap email.
Oh,
Like
God.
either she woke up super early on Christmas morning to do this when she should be with her family or making breakfast. Or she made the email previously and waited until Christmas to send it to me, which I don't put past her, because Clayton talked about how she filed something against him while he was doing his appearance for some kind of pickleball competition he was hosting. And she sent it that day, and he was like, I know she sent it to me that day because she wanted to ruin my day. Like, and I feel like that's what she did to me. She wanted to ruin my Christmas by sending me that. So that's why, like, at the end of his interview, I felt like he kind of made her a little bit of a sympathetic character a little bit. But for me, like, I don't feel bad for this woman. I do not pity her. I do not, she doesn't know what she does. No, she knows exactly what she's doing. And she's doing like intentional, malicious acts to literally torture the people that she's going after. Like, I could have been in here, you know, I talked about how I lost my father and my grandmother 6 months apart 3 years ago. So this is my third Christmas without them. I could have been here Christmas crying, alone. All my family was gone, out of town, so I was alone Christmas. I could have been here having the worst fucking day and then get this email from her, and it just made my day worse. Luckily, that wasn't the case, and I was like, oh, okay, now I have something to do today. Thank you, Voldemort, for giving me something to do on Christmas when I would have been bored. But she is intentionally inflicting emotional distress on people.
She is. And
intentionally
is the key. Intentional.
Is the key.
Okay, so speaking of, let's get over to now her attack on you with the Broward County, using the Broward County Sheriff as a weapon of intimidation, which is in my opinion, it's very serious. This is a very serious thing that she did. And I believe it might be the thing that finally gets the notice of law enforcement involved in this, although I don't know what they can do because of the out-of-state nature of this. But I'm going to, is your email address public, Liz? I want to make sure I don't show it if it's not. I don't, because the redacted one it's not. Okay, so
you can get it. That's how she damn well got it.
How did she get it? How'd she get it?
I think she went on my YouTube channel, and you get my email from my YouTube channel. Like, you just type in like a captcha or something, and you can maybe it's probably available.
No, it's okay. I can just here. I got it. I got it. It's cut off of this now.
I have to be reached somehow because I get clients and people reaching out to me online for work. So I have to have it somewhat available.
We don't. So this actually came, as you can see, this came with now the email address has been redacted here just for purposes of nobody. I don't want people emailing this lieutenant.
Yes, great, thank you.
But it says Sheriff's Office down here, Broward County. Do you see this little logo down here? And it came from a sheriff.org email address. Now, I did get him on the phone. He said he sent the email. He wouldn't let me read it to him, so I couldn't confirm whether or not he wrote these words, which is why I followed up with the media office, who has not gotten back to me by my deadline, which was 10 a.m. this morning. I asked to hear from them by then, or I would go forward and publish his email in full as written. And with his name on it. So if they are, and apparently Broward County is admitting this is what he did, because they will not respond to me. Well, let me check before I say that.
Or I'm having the babies.
Well, this is the way the media works. If I reach out to you,
publishing the article.
If I reach out to you and I say, here's what I think happened here, and I'm giving you the opportunity to tell me something else happened, and here's my deadline, and you don't do it by then, that's how the media works. I then go forward with my story that I think I have. And I'm actually gonna, because I'm not finished with the article, I'm actually going to give them another chance. I'm going to call them again, try and get somebody on the phone to say, hey, listen, I need you to tell me, is this legitimate or not? Because if it's not, don't be messing with my reputation by not responding to me to tell me that there's something hinky going on here. So I'm going to call them again. But here's what was sent. Now, what I really hate about this is that, and I don't want to show the email part, but I'm telling you, it says in the to box to Liz, and it's only copied to Owens. But it is addressed Miss Owens. Her name is redacted off of here, but it's addressed to her.
I think that, hold on a second. It's hold on.
He put her in the CC line and he put you in the to line.
Oh yeah, to me.
Do you see that?
Her.
But the letter is addressed to her.
Yeah.
So
she gave him my email and asked him to send it to me.
And I have never seen a police officer do this before in my life. I have never, ever seen a cop do something like this. He did not. Now, let's confirm these things, Liz. Did this lieutenant call you?
No.
Did he email you before this asking what happened here?
No.
Was any attempt made by the Broward County Sheriff's Office to call you to investigate this matter before sending you this letter?
No.
Okay. Here comes the letter that Liz gets out of nowhere. Ms. Owens, I acknowledge the distressing incidents. I acknowledge, boy, these are strong words. I acknowledge the distressing incidents of criminal harassment, not alleged criminal harassment, just criminal harassment. Defamation, not alleged, actual defamation. And unauthorized disclosure, not alleged, just unauthorized, of private communications. And keep in mind, folks, that the phone call that he got from Owens came from Arizona into Broward County, where Liz is. Liz is a Broward County resident. They owe her a greater duty of service than they owe some woman in Arizona. Did they give her any care of service? No, none. No duty to her whatsoever. And she's the one that they actually have a duty to protect and serve. It is crucial. Oh, wait. Of private communications that you have been subjected to. You have been subjected to this by an individual identified as Liz Neptune. This is horrible.
Can I just say that, like, looking at this, it reads like how she writes.
I know. That's why I know. It does. This is why I'm like, I don't understand why Broward hasn't got back to me yet. I don't understand why I sent this to them 2 days ago, asking them to confirm that this is actually a thing they did, that this lieutenant did.
Yeah. An individual identified as, it's almost as if there should be like a line across like a blank and you just fill in whoever's name, goes in there. Like that's how it reads.
I've never seen any police officer write like this, and they never like to put things in writing, but he did confirm to me on the phone that he emailed her. I first believed that this was a fake letter, you guys, but it came from his email address, which I confirmed. How could she send an email to Liz from his email?
But then also have we gone through, because I have gone through the avenue of calling the publicly listed sheriff's office number and seeing if this is actually his cell phone and we're not calling an actor or something.
No, I called him.
Yeah.
Not on these numbers. I went onto the website of the Broward County Sheriff and I called him.
Yeah.
I called the sheriff's office. I asked for him. They transferred me to him. He identified himself. I asked him if he had a conversation with Owens. He first said no. Then he said, I don't recall. And then he said, yes, I did email her. And so I said, oh, you did talk to her then. Well, I can't talk to you anymore.
And then
Nick, sheriff.org is actually their email addresses. I checked. That's their website.
I thought so too. I thought it was
their
so
website.
Weird.
Their website is actually sheriff.org. That is the Broward County's. I've looked it up through Google. That is their website.
And then also I want to say is I thought when I read this, I was like, oh, this is just a generic, I'm acknowledging you telling me this type of thing. But I think obviously you've told me this is really, really wrong, but where he definitely went wrong is it's one thing if you would have responded to her like this and been hey, here, file police report, maybe do a restraining order, kind of generic thing. But when you send it to me as well, that's a problem. That's clearly an intimidation tactic, You know
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
absolutely.
And
This is sheriff.org. If you go type in
manipulated him into
sheriff.org,
that.
it is Sheriff Gregory Toney. This is the sheriff of Broward County. I have confirmed these things, you guys. This is a real website. This is their county website. This is it. You can go and all of their emails
Not the
end
guy
in
though, but just saying.
no, this is the sheriff of the county. This is their website, and all of their email addresses end in sheriff.org. They want me to play the recording. Okay, I'll play it. Now I wish he had talked to me further, because I wanted to hear him tell me that whether he wrote these actual words, although I don't know how he couldn't have, because it came from his email address.
Yeah.
So,
and I want to just make it clear, because it's not legal in my state. I was not a part of this recording. I had nothing to do with this. Is Megan's in New York, where it's one party consent.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I didn't tell Liz I was going to do this. I
didn't know.
And because I'm sure she would have said, "Don't do it, don't do it."
Yeah,
because that's how everybody responds when I start looking into stuff. They're like, "Please don't. I don't want to wait." But you don't understand. This is how this works now. Like I found there's a story here, and I need to get to the bottom of it, because this is really bad behavior on the behalf of the Broward County Sheriff. I mean,
yeah.
They're sending.
I told you, us citizens are afraid of police, but police are afraid of reporters.
Right. And I don't want you to be afraid of them. There's no reason for you to be afraid of them.
And I'm not. My father was. I grew up watching a strong, uniformed police officer come home, federal agent come home every day. You know, so I didn't grow up being afraid of police, and I'm not afraid of them now. That's why I called him after I got that email. I called him. I was like, "Hey, can I talk to you about this email that you just sent me?" And I told him the whole story, and he I don't know, it sounded like he believed me, but he probably sounded like he believed her if he spoke to her on the phone, and she's like, "Oh my God, this big black guy over here is trying to," she did that whole thing that she's been doing. All
right, here it is.
Hello?
Hi, is this Lieutenant Lacey Crew?
Yes.
Hi, Lieutenant Crew. My name is Megan Fox. I'm a reporter. I've been looking into the case of Laura Owens, who's making a lot of false police reports and harassing certain people in the media who are trying to tell her story. And I came across a letter that you had written to her, it looks like you took a report from her about her complaints about someone harassing her by the name of Liz Neptune. Do you remember speaking with Laura Owens?
I do not.
All right. Was it on Wednesday, December 27th? Did you have a conversation with Laura Owens about Liz Neptune harassing her and cyberbullying her?
I don't remember.
Okay, did you ever send an email to her? Because I'm starting to think she may have fabricated this email from you.
No, I sent her an email.
Oh, so you did talk to her?
I sent her an email, yes.
Okay. Is it usual that you would send an email
Ma'am, I
to
can't.
someone?
If you're gonna want something for the news media, you got to go through our news people. I can't give you an interview here.
Okay. Can you just tell me though? And this
I can't tell you anything else about it, ma'am.
All right. Who's your news contact?
Dial 321-4200 and ask them.
4200. Is that a 954 area code too?
Yes.
All right. All right. And who's your supervisor?
His name is Roy Littlecott.
Could you spell his last name for me?
Liddicott.
Okay. Thanks so much.
All right then. So I don't have confirmation that he wrote those
Lieutenant.
words. Do not apologize to this man.
Yeah.
If he wrote this letter, if he did, and I'm trying to get them to confirm that those words were actually his words, because my God, I can't even believe it. He has wronged you. He has made it possible for a serial harasser to now have evidence from the Broward County Sheriff to weaponize against you. Listen, Sheila, it doesn't matter if she manipulated this man, or you said it sounds like she manipulated the email. I don't know how she could do that. I don't know how she could do that. Honestly, and he admitted that he sent her an email. So I am of the impression that this is his email. And the way that this is written allows her, I'm going to FOIA request it. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to FOIA request everything about this. I will FOIA his email.
Oh my gosh.
I just haven't gotten around to it. I am going to FOIA his emails. In fact,
you guys don't fucking play. You guys do not play these games.
No, we do not. We are not going to play this game. This aggression will not stand, man. It will not stand. I will not allow this. I will not allow police officers to be used as weapons by a serial harasser. This is a false, what she did is a false police report. Now, him not doing one iota of investigation, not reaching out to you, a constituent of Broward County, before believing some random person from Maricopa County is outrageous. It is a lawsuit. Okay. I think you should talk to an attorney, Liz. I think you should talk to an attorney. You might find one. You might find one who's like, oh my God, this is a great, I'm taking it. I'll take it on contingency, because this is an open shut thing. If he wrote this,
I just want this heifer to leave. Everyone saw my stream. Leave me alone.
Yeah, but you now need proof. Now you need proof from Broward County that this was false. You need proof, because she's going to use this for the rest of her damn life to tell people, and she can affect your career for the rest of your life with this. Every time you go to make a movie and you're working with somebody, she can send them this letter and say, this person is a serial harasser. Look what she did to me. This person is a defamer. Look what the Broward County Sheriff says about Liz Neptune.
And for this exact reason, that's why I never post who I work with. And you know what? I told myself this a while ago, until long after the jobs are already done, past, and like most of the companies and stuff that I work with, I never share anything. And I'm so glad I did that, because I was preparing for this moment. You ho, I was going to say you hoes. You all will never know. You will never, ever know. But you're so right. You are absolutely right. And she has gone too damn far. You've taken this too far. It's one thing to send me the stupid cease and desist. It's one thing to try and get my TikTok deleted, you freaking deranged lunatic, or try and, come after. But to call, and this officer that she contacted is a very high-ranking officer. So
all right, that's it. We're doing it right now.
The hell did she get his contact info to do this? Like, this is really a evil act, a malicious act. Like, all this stuff going on. You have all that shit going on there, all that case you need to worry about, and you're coming over here to literally try to destroy my life and accuse me of federal crimes. Like, you're trying to get me in trouble with the police. You're trying to get me.
I'm going to send this FOIA request right now. Here we go.
Is she trying to get me arrested? Like, what does she want?
Yes, that she's trying. Yes. Okay.
Like, it's too far.
Here's how to do this, folks. This is a public service I'm doing right now. I'm going to teach you how to send a FOIA request to any public entity, to the PIO officer, which stands for Public Information's Officer. This is a FOIA request for non-commercial purposes by a member of the media to be returned to me electronically at this email address within the statutory period of time as laid out by the state of Florida. Please provide the following documents.
It sounds like I'm edited, because I will edit myself. I do that sometimes on my YouTube channel. Sometimes I'll say the curse, and then sometimes I will edit the curse. I'll be like, who do you think you are? Like, I'll say it like that.
All email communications between.
But she's gone too far. Voldy, you have gone too far. Leave me alone.
Laura Owens.
Do not contact me again. Do not contact the Broward's
When-
office ever again.
What time? What was the date that you posted your video? I want to put the first video that you talked about this. What month was that?
On YouTube?
Mhm. Just what
I
month?
posted December.
December. Okay, month from December of 2023 to
I think you got to put her
today.
middle name in there.
I'm going to put her email address. What is her middle name? I don't know what it is.
Michelle.
Oh. All right. From December to today. Through today. Okay. 2. All recorded calls made by Ms. Owens to Broward County.
I should have said Marvolo.
Office that from December of 23 to today. Any other documents? That spelled that wrong. Any other documents pertaining to any call or complaints from Owens to Lieutenant Crew or anyone else in your office from December 2023 to today. You have to be very specific about dates, folks, when you're doing this, or they will say it's overburdensome.
Like, I am, based off of the email that he sent, like, I am so curious what she said to this man to get him to respond like that. Like, what did you say to him?
Please respond with approximate time of delivery of these documents. Thank you.
What did you say, Voldy?
And then I'm going to put her email address in here, which I'm not going to publicize, but I'm going to put it in there.
And please don't reach out to this cornball, okay?
Yeah, nobody do any of that.
Do not reach out to this cornball, all right? Harry Potter will get her, okay? Harry Potter will deal with her.
And then I will say, please, leave it to the pros, folks. I have a specific set of skills. I promise to tell you how it's going.
Yes,
see.
I have no idea why he would send it to me. I have no idea.
Email address.
It was definitely inappropriate.
Please provide any
Yeah,
emails
Lynn's, it was from
sent.
him. It was from his email.
Can't talk right now. Call me later. Any emails sent to your office from this email and any emails sent from the lieutenant.
Jason said
to
nothing
her
will
email.
happen to her because it's yeah, and honestly I agree. I agree with that. I agree that that's why this is not getting the attention that it deserves. Like, I wish people were outraged about it, and that was a thing too that I also want to mention that I wish Clayton talked about. I wrote a note here. I wish he talked about how severely and intentionally she tried to isolate him. Anytime someone tried to help him and talk about this situation, whether it was Dave, whether it was Law Talk Mike, whether it was, any different type of people, she would send cease and desist, legal threats, the same way she did me, trying to get people with the law, trying to sue them, trying to get them arrested, like all kinds of things. Like, she wanted him to be alone and helpless. She, sent the stuff to the media so that the media could cancel him and hate him. And then she, contacted the media further saying that if you talk about what I did was wrong, I'm going to do all these kind of legal things against you. So then they didn't want to touch it. So then they just isolated him completely so that nobody could talk about this, so that he would be forced to deal with this in private. And like how he talked about, there was one point where he was just laying on his bed, staring at his ceiling. He couldn't function. He couldn't work. And I believe all those things. And she got you like that. Like she did these strings to do that. So and then in the end, you know, like I said, I felt like he kind of made her a sympathetic character. But I do wish that, even though apparently Nick doesn't allow people to name drop other creators on his channel.
That was crazy.
Yeah. So even with that, I still wish he would have said, and she also was going after anyone who would talk about this situation and sending them all kinds of stuff. So she was trying to isolate me and make sure that, you know, I'm alone pretty much. And all these things, these are calculated actions. Like, it's not just someone, as he said, you know, who's in a dark place, who's in a bad place, who's, you know, not mentally well. It's like, no, like, you know what you are doing. You know what you're doing. Like, you're trying to hurt people intentionally.
It's very bad, and it needs to stop. I sent the FOIA request. I don't know what Florida's time limit is on their laws. Let's see if I can find out. Florida Sunshine Law, public records. Sometimes it's 10 days, sometimes right to inspect. Yep. How long will this take? I'm assuming it's going to take more than 10 days because almost every state has really bad sunshine laws, except for Illinois. Illinois is 5 days, which is incredible. It doesn't give me a time limit here, so I'll have to do some research on that, but we're going to find out. Liz, you've been through a ton. Please keep me updated on how all of this is going for you. You and I will obviously keep in touch, but this is not going to go on. You guys all go and subscribe to Liz. She's got a lot of stuff going on over there. Make sure that she has support. Make sure that this doesn't go on in the dark. Whatever's going to happen to her is going to happen in the light. And Liz, if the police at Broward do contact you, I think you should tell them, you can contact my attorney. I don't think you should speak to them. I think you should wait. I think you should get an attorney. I can give you some names of people who would be happy to talk to them for you. And do that. Let's talk later afterwards. And I got to get running. I got some stuff I got to take care of today. But Liz, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you.
Thank you for having me on. And when I reached out, I left a comment. Thank you for being so quick. You were like, here, talk to me. Let me know. Tell me what's going on. You know, like what's happening. Like, I definitely appreciate that, because I was feeling a little bit like powerless after getting some weird phone calls, you know, and I was just like, okay, I need help. And I really appreciate you letting me come up here and say what's happened to me as well. Supporting Dave, because, you know, supporting all of this is supporting everybody. So.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm just happy that we could help. I don't think people should be harassed like this for their free speech, and you did nothing wrong but exercise your First Amendment rights. Thanks so much, Liz. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. All right, let's get through the super chats and then let's get out of here because I gotta go. Laura Bronson, thank you for the huge $50 super chat. Congrats on the 25,000, Megan. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hey, Joe, thanks for the super chat. Says congrats on the 25K. Free Liz, justice for Dave and Clayton. Agreed. So this is so important. And Manders says congrats on the 25K. Megan, 50K. Here you come. Yeah, it's so exciting. It's very great. And I'm excited that the channel is growing and that, you know, we're expanding the audience. That's another thing I'm really happy about, is that the audience is being expanded. And I'm always happy to find new people that are interested in justice and that want to know how to hold people accountable, especially our government agencies and police. And, you know, we need to hold them accountable. They need to appreciate and understand the constitutional rights of Americans and not try to intimidate private citizens into not speaking. That's absurd and obscene. And this should never have been done to Liz. And I'm going to make sure that it is not done and that there's some remedy here so that people will know that she's exonerated, that she didn't do anything wrong, and that speaking out about a public issue and public documents and your opinions on the way someone behaves in public is completely protected. And we should not feel fear in this country to speak out. All right, guys, take care. be good to one another, and keep your eyes on this channel, and also go subscribe to Liz Neptune, subscribe to Dave Neal. They're doing great work and they need your support. All right, guys, take care.
I was so lost, my world is near its end. I almost felt my head is full of a million choices. I am alive, I'm not here to pretend. I love my friends, my heart is filled with a million voices. Oh, this road has many choices. Oh, and my heart, million voices. Come next to me, my friend, embrace the sky. I'm not afraid to fly. It's not the time to say goodbye. I don't wanna say goodbye. No, I don't wanna say. No, I don't wanna say goodbye. No, I don't wanna say goodbye. This time I know my road is near its end. I almost felt my head is full of a million choices. I am alive, I'm not here to pretend. I love my friends, my heart is filled with a million voices. Oh, this road has many choices. And my heart, million voices. Come next to me, my friend, embrace the sky. I'm not afraid to fly. It's not the time to say goodbye. I don't wanna say goodbye. No, I don't wanna say. No, I don't wanna say goodbye. No, I don't wanna say goodbye.
So I take it that
Johnny's
you've seen
problem is he
Cameron
should
Johnny's
come
bedroom
storming
before.
in there with
Yeah.
a string of
Do you
garlic
recall whether
and
you
some
went
holy
into
water.
Mr. Detson's
And a cross,
first
a crucifix
bedroom?
one.
No.
May the
Do you
power of
recall,
Christ
or no,
compel you.
No, I don't.
You
think so.
realize
Miss
his house
Hubbard,
was infested with
except for
succubuses,
that,
and
there's a picture here with you of what it, yes. Do you recall whether it was there when you arrived in the afternoon? I don't remember saying it now. So while she
No wonder he said drown her before you burn her.
Oh my god.
You-
Your next witness?
Now I know
Witness
why he
Roman
wanted to
known
drown
as
her.
Glacis, and that
Next
is
witness
also
lives in
by
Romania.
video.
Is that correct?
That begins with Miss Vasquez.